Hello everyone, welcome back to ZOR, Pilgrimage of the Slorfs. We are ready to start the next day, and that next day is the Den of the Grimp Monstrosity. So let's just check our deck, make sure we're happy with everything that we've got here. We have a Claw and a Beast Horn. Attack adjacent target for 2 damage with 1 pierce. Harvest adjacent tile. Then we've got a Healing Pod, a couple of nuts for food, a Grimp Eye for food and water. Intimidate, Glare, Sharp Stick, Gather, Easy Harvest, couple of hops, a Prowl, Assist, Berserk, Trek. Lots of good stuff. Let's have at it, shall we? Sick off Bug. Sick off Slorf. Careful, this is one tough Grimp. Right, so it's only the Grimp. We also have bug eggs all over. Now, sometimes they make goo or slime or whatever it's called, the crafting material. This thing has a jump range of 2, slam 1, destroy objects. If jumping in place, the slam knocks back 2 tiles. What do we have? Walk, Berserk, Intimidate, Healing Pod, Hop, Easy Harvest. Well, we're just kind of stuck behind a load of stuff right now. This will destroy the objects between us, not just the bug eggs, but presumably the skulls and bones and bushes. There is a fish pond over there. We probably want to walk over to the ponds regardless, because Intimidate and Easy Harvest and whatnot use water, and that's the only water sources on the map. So let's start just with a little walk. And here, we get to here, we can hop over that eventually. So let's hop over to there. They have created a pesky bug. Target in range 2. For 1 piercing damage, target is immobilized for 2 turns. We could immobilize the Grimp for 2 turns while we go off and try and be more ready. Why not? I don't really want to play Berserk as our big attack card. But otherwise we don't have many other options right now. If we hop, we've already played 1 hop. And we're not going to draw into another hop for 5 more rounds. So I guess I'm playing Berserk, even though I don't like it. They move 2. You're immobilized. We can Prowl for 3. Or we can Sharp Stick. Armor is ignored. Well, they still have Evade first, which is annoying. But if we hop away, we're going to get hit. So let's start with a Sharp Stick here then. They evade. We can Prowl for 3 to be ready to hop over. Then here we can Motivate. We can hit this once. Do we stop to get this XP? Sure. We are going to hop over this water to go with here. Oh, meat pile. That's nice. We're going to glare like that. Trek does a lot for us. I'm actually gonna lazy to here, disturb that, and then immediately kill it. You're frozen. If we trek, it would be 1 step in for 1 action, attack for 1 action, total 2, attack for 2 actions, total 4, and then retreat for 2 steps. I think that sounds reasonable. Or we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here. That also sounds kind of good. Get over to where the water is. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 4, 5, 6. For us up here, we've got nothing we drastically need. This heals for 4, so I want to save it. Let's discard a Grim Pie. That moves. That moves. That's unideal. Two actions flying is not good either. 11 HP. I think we can attack here. Get rid of this. Assist makes something free. But right now we have nothing expensive to play. Apart from Gather, which is not exactly what we want to do. So I'm just going to pass again. We're going to get slammed and pushed back 2 into the healing thing. Which is fine. Right. Let's take a walk to here. Try and get them moving closer to just this one rather than this trip of 3. Sharp stick is fine. Assist is fine. This is a full food when we want it in a minute. Don't want a healing pod right now. Just discard the nut. Alright, that's less good. That's what I was hoping to not see. We've got a gap of 1 between us and them. We could have fished in the time off. Never mind. We need to just keep attacking, but it's tough without our big stuff. What do we want to do? If we gather something, like a fish, we then have the extra card in hand, which I don't really want. Let's play assist. Step to here. We can hop, we can lazy for 2. Let's lazy because it's the most expensive card. And we will step back to here. At least they're not super smart. Right, Trek is great. Trek is 3 attacks. But let's start with a sharp stick. Because if we can get assist... We don't have assist anywhere nearby. Assist has just been played, hasn't it? So we're probably not going to get assist before we want to play Trek. Which is fine. Then let's play Trek because we're the ones stood next to the full feed mushroom. Evade. Hit. XP. Back to the mushroom. Oh. Flies over, flies around. We get hit for 1. We still have 10 HP. That's lots. Tell you what. Let's hop back here. Then we can... Which one is... This is immobilized for 2 turns. We're going to have to deal with these insects. Motivation. I'd like to motivate here and attack both of those. So over here, we'll just glare. Kill that one. Motivation. Attack. Attack. This thing is no longer frozen. Berserk is going to be great. We want to be stood next to them when we berserk to get the most out of it. So let's hop back over. And then... If we berserk, we're out of food. So we're going to easy harvest this giant mushroom behind us. Fill up on food. Oh, the mushroom stays? Can we just do that as many times as needed? Is that like an insurance to make sure you can definitely win the fight, perhaps? Either way, we're going to go berserk, attack, attack. Oh, I did not want to move across. Never mind. We're going to glare. We get hit for 1, make a thing. That's annoying. Let's just pop you. Trek, we can hit it twice and then take a step back if we want to. Right, we're down to 7 HP. This thing's down to 9. We play the healing pod. I want to play it while the two are definitely stood next to one another. So let's motivate and hit this twice. Then we could hop away, but that doesn't seem helpful. We're drawing anything expensive? Not really. Honestly, I think I'm just going to discard a hop. Let's play a sharp stick for 2 damage. And we will lazy 1, 2. We both get hit. So they've got 4 HP left. We're gonna shuffle. I think we do healing pod. Both get 2 HP back. That's 2 whole turns worth of being able to be hit. Intimidate for 1. I'm actually going to walk for 1 and let Gorb play the Intimidate because Gorb is lower on food. Three left. And Trek will see the fight over. I entirely forgot we had this period of time after it was all done. In that case, we have 3 actions left. Let's go 1, 2, 3. We are going to easy harvest this fish. we are going to hop to this experience. There is sticks there. Sticks seems to be the only remaining resource on the board. Let's just discard a Grimpie. Motivation will get us to there. Then we can play Assist for 2. Which lets you play Lazy for free. And then we're ready to make camp. We got there. It was tougher than the last time we did that fight, but we got there. Back to camp. Crafting available. Inspiring figure. Gain 1 XP each camp. I don't see why I wouldn't do it. So that's 2 full rows. We just have everything at the bottom pending. Crafting cards, we can still make a walking stick. Otherwise, nothing interesting. As for the deck, we have loads of these extra resources and stuff. 6 XP remaining. What do I fancy? If we upgrade walk into a trek, we can then upgrade the trek into something more interesting again. Right, let's upgrade lazy down to... Let's explore, not trek, excuse me. Bring that down. And then bring that up. So we now have 2 explores, 1 walk, 2 hops. Assist, prowl, and everything else. Okay. So we can make a walking stick, but I'm not interested in a walking stick for now. We will carry on with the next day. So now that we've crafted, let's check here. Which was it? The Gazing Conduit, I think. Scouting level +1. So one of these things. Planning gave us scouting level +1, which lets you see the next thing ahead of you. And then once you have scouting level +1 again, you get to see all of the encounters ahead of you. So we know we're going Itchy Lake, Tropical Path, Sweet Pools, Mesmerizing Shrine, Growing Crater, Scraggly Tomb, and Heart of the Burrow. Unfortunately for me, I don't know what any of those encounters actually entail, so we're going to start at the Itchy Lake. Right, what do we have? We've seen boomberries before. What is that? A baby Thrix. Enter, squish, +3 food. That's a bit dark. There is a petroglyph for a recipe. There is a full-size Thrix. Luckily we have lots of glares. There is a thorny bug, 1 reflected damage. Baby Thrix, baby Thrix. A tanglewood raises temporary rings of weeds. And a burrow Thrix. Enemy, 3 of 3 health. Blast for 2 damage. Sharp 1, range 3. Burrowing can relocate via underground tunnels. I don't see where another tunnel might be. Is there any resources up here? No, there's a berry bush which we can shake for food. This is a pond. Bug eggs, dry grass, sticks, stump with a branch, some fur would be nice. Alright, so this is more about the combat than it is the... more about the combat than it is the gathering here, I think. We don't have either of our glares, so dealing with the thorny bug is going to be a pain. And this guy just kind of runs around as well. Trek can do a lot for us very early. There's some sticks here, some sticks there. No idea where this thing's going to relocate to, which is slightly scary. Alright, what are we doing? This thing only has 2 HP. So if we can sharp stick it next turn, it'll be done in a single attack, which is good for us. So I think I'm actually just going to trek all the way over to this Tanglewood. Oh. Are you doing more? Are you angry now? Have I annoyed you by murdering your baby? Is it now big kick for 2 rather than 1? Not sure. Either way, I'm terrified. Our turn here now. I'm waiting for you to move to either of us to sharp stick. You have 3 actions, which will go 1, 2, 3, if you are indeed moving towards us. But honestly, we don't have much to do. I'm just going to gather this branch. Okay, you are moving directly towards us, which is not your usual. What was that? What is going on? I've never done encounters in this second half of the game before. Right. Here, we want to sharp stick the thorny bug because it does 1 damage reflected if melee attacked. So we'd rather do that as fast as possible. Here, big kick, 2 damage, 2 knockback. 3 actions. So we could run away for 3. And then it has to spend 3 catching up to us. We could attack with a branch for 2 damage. Evade is ignored. Then we get kicked, and then we have to find a chance to attack it next turn. Do we want a branch for anything in particular in crafting? A roasting spit. +1 food gain. Add dex slot move. I mean, I'd like that. So maybe I don't whack with this branch. So I'm actually going to go 1, 2, 3 and hope they're not smart enough to attack the bush instead. Oh, it's just the sound of the baby Thrixes moving around, is it? Right, for us, next to this tree, we just want to hit it in our own time. So let's explore, hit you once, get these sticks. I'm just waiting to get some of our glares to slow this guy down, but it's not happening. So we can hop to get a little bit away, but not a lot. It's better than being attacked twice, though, I think. Just not a great situation to be in. A dew collector is a new recipe to me. This guy is getting faster and faster. What is a dew collector? Aura, reduce water cost by 1. Interesting, so it's like a day fire but reversed. Still haven't seen our ranged attacks. We're over here, we just want to attack this thing. We'll do that with a walk. Over here, this temporary tangle has given us a little reprieve. So let's explore over to here. Prowl is great. I will use that over here in a second. Annoyingly, we don't have a card we can attack with. Jump Slorf to any tile within range 2. Does not give Slorf actions. We could jump over and get this nut, and then the fur. We missed this XP for a while, but it's something to do, right? We're then going to prowl away from this thing. Berserk is going to be great in a minute. But right now, I'm just going to easy harvest this tree. Get some sticks. Oh my god, where are my glares? Right, you have 3 actions. 1, 2. We need to move away 1. So we're just going to have to do that with assist, I think. Right, free card. We can berserk that to attack it 3 times next turn. Not enough to kill it, but, you know, one thing at a time. We can play Glare and freeze this thing. In fact, let's do that. Oh. That was unexpected. I was going to berserk over to it and hit it twice. Alright then. In that case, I'm going to berserk here and just hit you 3 times. Then get kicked. We are just so much stuff. Drop a nut. Glare. That'll do. Thank goodness. As for killing this thing, no idea. Walk for 1 gets us to kill that. Lots of XP around. We can just start discarding things as we then concern ourselves with killing this. I'll take every opportunity to do damage to that thing at range. Is sharp damage back at me? How many actions do you get? You don't have actions. Okay, we did not get attacked back. Not my finest encounter, but sufficient. Give me the fur. Then discard a nut. We have 3 food. Up to here. We have 9 food, so we can trek and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I wouldn't mind that grass. I don't think we need to refill on water particularly. There's nothing up there that we need. I will refill with water though, because we can. Here we can remove obstacle and spawn sticks. And here we can discard a sharp stick for water. We have enough food that we can berserk onto those sticks. End our turn. We've got all the supplies. Make camp again. We're getting hurt more than I would like. Back to camp. Crafting. So we heal a bit when we come back to camp. Now we can make raised beds. Heal 1 more at each camp and gain card rested. And we have roasting spit, +1 food gain, add dex slot move. We don't have a tuber for a gurgling stew for +4 max health. Would love a tuber, don't have one. We have 2 leaves, so we can afford to do this. Rested. Recover all. What does that mean? Recover all exhausted cards into the deck. Interesting. So things like Prowl here is an exhaust card. Does not come back. But I've largely been ignoring exhaust cards for now. So not something we're probably going to make use of immediately, but good to know. Back to crafting. A roasting spit. +1 food gain. Add deck slot for movement. So I don't know if that's 1 max food. +2 max food. +1 food gain. So I assume that means when we walk into food tiles, we get more food out of them, perhaps. We can craft some bandages. We can craft a dew collector. How are we for HP? 8 and 6. I think some bandages would not be a bad option. Do we need grass for anything else anymore? No. Apart from shields and such. So, if we made a walk stick, we could turn it into a hike staff immediately. Then, if we wanted, we'd get some goo, we could turn a battle staff. And then you need a walk stick, so not a hike staff. So we don't need the grass to do this, we just need the goo. So let's make a bandages. We'll try and take that into combat with us next. I'm not invested in a dew collector, honestly. I think we're alright. Manage deck. So bandages need to get swapped for something. I presume we can just do a nut for a bandage. And you know what? I'll take a rested card just because we can get Prowl back and then use it again, which is better than not, right? 6 XP. What do we want to upgrade? Well, previously we made 2 explores to make more interesting things, so let's see what we get here. Another hike, a backtrack, or a strain. Cost is free if food is full. Give Slorf 3 actions. Backtrack. Give Slorfs 2 actions, +2 actions if you're at the edge of the map. Hike, give 4 actions. Well, we've seen how good hike is, especially when you make it into a trek. And we've increased our max food, so I'm inclined to just take hike. I think hike is just too good. Then we still have 3 more. We could make easy harvest free. We could do another explore into something else. We could make glare into a bigger thing. I don't want to make all of our movement cards too expensive, so let's make easy harvest free for effortless harvest. And then I think we can probably squeeze in 1 more encounter at the tropical paths. What's this going to be about then? New music, I think. Alright, 5 enemies. Hypnotic Thrix. Enemy, fleeing. 1 evade, 2 out, 2 health, 4 actions. Kick 1, knockback 1. Horror Gaze. Area 2, damage 2, and fear. That's a lot to take in. We've got a regular Thrix enemy, 4 of 4 actions, big kick. So they start with big kick. We didn't annoy it into having big kick last fight. We've got a Grimp. We've got a Burly Grimp. Down here, there's a Trobalisk. We can't get to that by jumping, unfortunately. We haven't upgraded either of our jumps yet. Otherwise, we just want to kill stuff as efficiently as possible, really, more than anything else. There's no resources that are so valuable to me that we must go and find them. I think we're going to start with the bandages, because bandages have the share function, so also apply to adjacent Slorfs. We can heal 2 each here. solid use of a turn, I would say. Mushroom Patch, Tree, Petroglyph, Underflock Blaster. If activated, Slorf steps adjacent, active attacks for 1 damage to adjacent tiles. Same up there. So, Trek will let us move a lot. The thing about these paths is that this guy, Hypnotic Thrix, fleeing, is pretty blocked in. So, do I want to break this down and just start moving around towards it? If we do, we've got a lot of things to get through just to get to a booster. And to do that is also going to be turns that we can't actively be doing anything up here. But we also need to kill this guy. He can't move through the bush, but can move on that diagonal there. So there's a pond there. And that is the only pond that isn't these right at the end as well. So, Trek. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This was not what I was expecting. So, I'm guessing at the end of this turn, that horror gaze will now occur, which is, you know, really fun. So we obviously want to move away from that. You have 3 actions. 1, 2, 3. If we move to here, I think we'd be safe. Yeah, we can move 2 and then get rid of the evade. We avoid that attack. You come along, you move, you move, you move. Right. This thing. Not going anywhere anytime soon. Unfortunately, we don't have an attack to kill it swiftly yet. We might draw one next turn, but it's unlikely. We could hop away from this thing. Give it the chase for a bit. Because really, the rest of this is not great. And unfortunately... Oh, the other option, it has kick 1 for knockback 1. If we hop to here, it's going to have to kick one of us. No, it's not. You could do that as well. That's the other possibility, isn't it? Prowl is actually kind of useful here. Intimidate, I would rather use on this. So let's go with assist and hit that. They skip their turns. Honestly, I think I might just sharp stick here to do 2 damage. And then we can intimidate or glare. Glare is the less good card, so we'll do that now. We get attacked for 2. These guys are still just wandering around. Right, if I had some way of doing 2 damage, I would be super happy, and would you look at that? Now it's just the typical standard enemies to worry about, which is much easier. We have 5 water there, 4 water there. I don't think we need to worry about taking a trip back to this pond. So let's hike. Right, can we intimidate the big guy? We can. No reason not to do that, I think. And here, let's just take a step to there. We want to kill this Grimp Runt. We have no cards with which to do that. So let's just pass a Grimp Eye. I'm going to hop over to there to try and get near this baby Thrix for some food. None of this is great. Let's play Rested. Put back our cards. Then here, we can walk for one, hit that. You move, you move, you move. Right, you're going to step on that, probably with... Now, if we play Assist, you can play Hike for free. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Loads of food. Oh, there's a burrowing grub over there. Interesting. Let's intimidate you to slow you down. Here, we can Sharp Stick to kill that guy. Love it. Right. We could hop over here. Confuse this guy's preference of where they're going to go. Trek for 6 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sounds great. We learn about gazing effigies. And we'll step back onto this food. It didn't move because of our glare, I'm guessing. So we get that killed. And we now actually have a good amount of food to work with for the rest of this. Let's see, where do we want to start? Let's just start with... let's gather this tree. Drop some nuts. Motivation is perfect for us because we really need food. So we will go 1, 2, 3. We've got so many Grimp Eyes. We have loads of food. Let's get nuts and nuts. We can discard that. And discard that. And discard that. We're so full on stuff. We can't ever make the jump over to here, unfortunately. I'd love to, but it's just not going to be practical to do it. So, discard this. You can gather some leaves because we're low on those. And discard that. Prowl gives us 3 actions to get to this recipe. A poultice. Interesting. Then we definitely want this XP. Is there anything else? Destroy or remove to spawn sticks. We have 1 water. Sticks. Motivation. Thorns. 1 damage to melee attacker. Hadn't noticed that before. I think that's fine. If we could get over to this stink leaf, we could harvest it. Is it worth trying? Well, we can hike to here. We can discard and intimidate. Trek for 6 gets us to there, but we can walk 1. We have 5. We will discard a berserk. Then we can hop here. We can hop here. You can play Effortless Harvest to get that leaf. Then I think it is just this. So we will make camp. Another solid encounter. I wonder what a poultice does. Let's find out, shall we? We can't make any of this stuff. We need tubers, wild stones, goo to get any of that. Let's see. Poultice. Restore 4 health to Slorf. Remove bleeding. Also apply this and this. You need a healing pod and some grass. Interesting. Dew Collector and Gazing Effigy. Increase damage by 1. Does not reshuffle. Reduce water cost by 1. I think I will make a Gazing Effigy. Then we have 6 XP. So much extra stuff. Like, I should consider just eating some nuts sometime if we feel like we need it. Something to swap out for a Gazing Effigy. We have an extra movement card slot, but we've not picked up a movement card to fill with it yet. 6 XP. I think upgrading this hike to another trek is an easy choice. Then rather than upgrading this walk, I'm just going to save my other XP. So, next time, we will be going on to the sweet pools. But for now, thank you guys ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put those down below. If you want to check out the game for yourself, you can find all the information down in the description. Thank you ever so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.